Happy Independence Day and welcome to a live stream of the big, beautiful bill signing by President Trump. What a great day to celebrate 4th of July. Thank you all, several thousand of you that are watching this live, taking a break from your fireworks and parades and watermelon eating, whatever you're doing today. Thank you for watching Contra Mundum. It's going to be a great, short, patriotic episode. Welcome to Contra Mundum.
The American Revolution, in other words, is never finished. It must always be renewed.
Greater love than this hath no man, than that he lay down his life for his friend.
What if it's not envy?
We must take back our cities, and take back our culture, and take back our country. God bless you, and God bless America.
We're back.
All right, we're here. We're live.
We made it. So we got
We
what, 8
did.
minutes? Yeah, 8 minutes.
8 minutes. Well, none of those things ever start on time, though.
No, it's probably gonna.
It's probably going to be like 4:30 by the time.
Yeah, it's true.
He's out there signing.
He's doing very important things.
Sorry to keep you waiting, folks. Complicated business.
I can't believe we're doing this 2 days in a row.
I know. What's a momentous occasion?
It is.
Right. It's a big deal.
Did you see that he's going to do a UFC event on the 250?
Yeah, that's incredible. I wish he would. I hope he does more stuff like that. You know,
He's just going to go full Americana.
like, yeah, next 4th of July, you know, he should have like a Major League Baseball game played on the White House lawn, stuff like
we
that.
should tell people what happened after our last episode.
What happened?
Got in trouble again.
You did?
Yes, you did.
Oh yeah.
For drinking beer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Phil Williams.
I guess, is he a teetotaler? Is he an anti-beer guy?
He thinks he's owning you.
Oh, okay. Is it?
No, I'm sure he had martinis.
Do
He seems like a
libs-
martini guy.
do libs not drink? I don't. Chat, tell me if this is true. Are they anti? Maybe he just likes to smoke pot like the rest of the libs. Maybe that's what he's doing. He's out there toking up, like a degenerate.
Man. This is gonna be a really fun week.
Yeah, man, it is.
Fun.
It's a great week. The America's back.
Gonna be
Our golden
back.
age begins today.
Yes.
I mean, the weeping and gnashing of teeth, man. Like, did you see that like Reddit post? I'm sure you see lots of
Reddit
I'm
posts.
sure you see lots of
The
Reddit
one where
posts.
it's like God is real and he hates us.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Like, doesn't matter. Everything
He
goes
always
wrong.
wins.
He always
You
wins.
can't keep getting away with it. And it's like the evergreen tweet when it's like,
Like
Oh,
Ben
let's see
Braddock.
let's see if Donnie gets out of this one.
See him
gets out of it.
wriggle his way out of this one.
Gets
Yeah.
out of it easily.
Yeah.
Well,
Nevertheless.
nevertheless.
Oh man. Yeah, the Ben Braddock quote tweet of that one of the Reddit post was like libtards in the hands of an angry god. It's too good. Too
It's
good.
so funny.
Yeah. That is the interesting thing though. I mean, obviously it's said satirically, like they don't actually believe in God. But
Sure.
but you would think that maybe that would be time for some reflection. Maybe just maybe reconsider your entire perspective on everything.
Can't. It's religious. Nature.
Exactly.
They can't. It's,
Yeah, they're
it's
totally
the very
committed.
core of their being.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like sometimes people
Are we keeping an eye on it, by the way?
on the
Yeah.
nothing's happening. It's just a picture of the White
Nothing
House
ever
lawn.
happens.
You should keep a track of it on your phone there.
I will.
But like, yeah, sometimes people are like, oh, like, how could you be a pastor and talk so much about politics and things like that? And it's like, well, because this is a religious conflict,
Mhm.
right? Like fundamentally, these battles aren't over. Are we gonna, have a marginal tax rate of 31% or 31.5%? Like these little fights that don't matter,
Don't matter.
right? Like these are existential struggles,
Mhm.
and the commitment of at least our opponents, the people who view us as their enemy, this is at the very core of their being, right? They believe this with a religious fervor. I mean, dude, like last year, you had you had some crazy lib like light himself on fire for Gaza. Yeah, like these
Yeah.
for real, like they are they're waging like jihad, like they have the zeal of a suicide bomber, right? These people do. Like, so yeah, this is a religious conflict, and I think absolutely like Christians should view it in that perspective, and pastors should too. I mean, it doesn't mean like every single pastor needs to be like obsessive, political commentator.
In fact,
or anything
most
like
shouldn't.
that. No,
Yeah.
no. But at the very least, like they should have an ethical framework to answer some of these questions, right? From the Bible and from Christian tradition, and many simply do not, right? Many, if they do anything, it's to find proof texts for this, the prevailing cultural sentiments of the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, oh, well, we can kind of spackle some Imago Dei all over every little nook and cranny of the post-war consensus and call her good. Right. I mean, that's how does David French justify his support of gay marriage and transsexuals and things like that? Well, Imago Dei, man.
Well, wasn't
Imago
like
Dei,
10
Imago
years ago,
Dei.
wasn't he against transsexuals?
Yeah, he was like against Obergefell.
Yeah, and so then once the Overton window shifts, he goes with it because that's what evangelicalism is today. I mean, that's what regime evangelicalism is.
Regime evangelicalism, like genuine evangelicalism, is not
but like
that way.
regime. Their entire purpose is to just Christianize whatever the narrative is.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if Ukraine,
that is their
if
function.
Ukraine needs money, it's the Christian thing to do.
Yeah.
Etc.
Yeah, even though Vladimir Zelensky's shutting down churches and jailing pastors. Okay, who do we got? Who we got here? Trudle r/True Christian Politics is having a melty about it. They're full of TGC pietists at best, David French types often. Wow. Well, man, I'm not on Reddit because I like my life, and
Reddit's probably great. There's some.
I'm sure there's gems, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure there's tons of gems, but I can't do it, man. I just can't. I can't handle. I can't handle it. I can't do it. So. I mean, more power to you, man, for taking one for the team. And yeah, Troll, not only is it religious conflict, but they only have one flavor of eschatology, and it analogous to the pessimism of disbelief for millennialism. The vibe shift is unraveling their axioms. Yeah, that's also true. They've got an over-realized eschatology, man. Right. They've immanentized the eschaton, and that is 1,000-year lib Reich. Right. That's what they thought. That's what they thought they had with Obama.
Yeah.
Right. 1,000 years of lib power just driving our faces into the dirt, and they can't handle it. That's why.
No, they can't handle it. Did you see that post I tweeted today?
That's why they can't enjoy me. They can't even handle like me enjoying a beer on the day the BBB passes.
This is funny.
What's funny?
Lorraine Evanoff.
Who's that?
I'm gonna read this post.
This is from Reddit.
Did you see this one? Reddit? Did you see this one that I tweeted?
Oh no.
Oh. All right, I'm gonna read it.
It's probably full of naughty words.
I effing knew. Yeah, it is. I effing knew it. They were up to something. A total overhaul of the U.S. election system, branded as quote election reform, straight from the pages of Product 2025, written by Russell Vogt and Stephen Miller. This isn't theory. This isn't coming down the road. It's here. Can I tell you what the things are?
Absolutely.
Here's what's being drafted right now, according to Project 2025, and confirmed by my inside sources. All right, ready for? Check. Ban mail-in ballots.
Yes, let's go.
Check. Eliminate early voting.
Good.
Purge voter rolls aggressively.
Good.
Ban drop boxes nationwide.
Good.
Use ICE and Homeland Security to monitor polling sites in minority districts.
Where most of the fraud occurs, correct?
Replace nonpartisan election workers with MAGA loyalists. That's just lib projection.
Well,
but
like there are no nonpartisan. Like each party gets to have their people there, and you don't think like the blue-haired lib lady is sitting as election just totally nonpartisan.
This one's good. Criminalize non-compliance with new voter ID mandates.
Good.
even for naturalized citizens. Good.
Like, yeah, show an ID. Like, that's basic. Like, if you want to vote, like I could get on an airplane without having, the real ID,
Yeah.
right? Or a passport, right? And these people, I guess, like honestly, being able to fly on an airplane for me is more important than voting.
I know.
But for real, it is.
Yeah.
And to be able to travel, to go across the country, is more consequential to my life than voting. It is for most people.
Mhm.
But
So she's freaked out.
Like, they'll freak out over having to show an ID to vote.
Then she says they're going to centralize election authority and laws under the president. So this whole thing, she says, is going to make sure that Republicans never lose again. Curious.
Like, having extremely fair, verifiable elections.
Yeah.
Right.
And Democrats won't win.
And Democrats will never win again. Weird. That's what they think.
Even in California. Curious.
Is that what she said?
No.
Oh. Yeah, like having an electoral system where, I don't know, the ballots get counted the day they're cast.
Yeah. California took
and
what, 8 days?
Only citizens can vote. Like,
Yeah.
wow. That seems pretty fascist to me, man. Seems very Hitlery to me. I don't know if I'm scared.
I'm gonna get clipped.
Yeah, probably. Who cares? Right? Like, no, like, I mean, so obviously, right. If you have actually fair elections that are honest, right? Who's gonna win?
Mhm.
Who's gonna win except for like in the deepest blue districts?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, maybe if you had that, like, honestly, I mean, let's play a little fun game while we wait for President Trump. Is he out there yet?
Doubt it.
He's not out there yet.
He's probably just
just hanging out, having a Diet Coke.
That's so funny.
Kissing his grandkids, that kind of thing.
Are you sure it's not live yet? I haven't seen tweet about it.
Oh, you are?
I just want to make sure.
Break in. Let's see. Okay. No, not live yet. All right. Sorry, guys. We'll keep you updated. We're monitoring the situation. Thank you for your attention to this matter. No, like, if that like fever dream, that nightmare scenario for this Reddit person, comes to fruition, right? What would Congress look like in the midterms?
Yeah,
let's say they instituted before
it'd be a red wave.
2026. Like how many? What do you think? 300 seats for Republicans?
Yeah. I mean, exactly. Like that's, and everyone knows it. Like that's why they're freaking out.
Yeah, I mean, every toss-up.
I did see right after BBB went through that Mike Johnson tweeted out that they have an entire agenda of pre-agreed upon legislation that's coming down the pipeline over the next 3 to 4 months.
So there's some quid pro quo probably coming that Trump's going to support. Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm saying it's going to be good stuff. I'm saying that
really?
They're all lock and step on this one.
What,
well, there's going to be some of that, like the farm stuff.
Yeah. So the big thing right away after it, taking the wind out of all of our sails, was Mr. Trump doing a rally saying, we're not gonna target farm workers, even though ICE has been doing that, and construction workers. So some of it I think is your classic double talk. Right?
Yeah,
He's trying to rhetorically
100%.
But part of it
Gotta find
absolutely is the influence of Brooke Rollins, the big ag Secretary of Agriculture. Yeah. Right. Whose job is to represent Monsanto and Cargill and all of their interests. And Purdue and every single big ag company. Right. So he's going to get a ton of freak out over any kind of plan to amnesty these workers, right? Even if it isn't an amnesty that gives them citizenship and they restrict it in all these different ways.
Yeah.
Right. We voted to deport these. You probably saw, right now it's 62-38, right? Which is an interesting poll. There isn't unsure anywhere. Like you're either for it or against it. 62% of the country says no, all illegals.
This was not even a partisan poll.
All illegals.
Well, all, yeah.
Right. Basically everybody but the very core of Democratic support that, would rather die than not pull the lever for a Democrat. They're the only people that
Deportations
say
have
don't
never
deport.
been more popular.
Right? They're the only people saying don't deport illegals. So everybody else is like, no. I mean, some of this too is like the major wave after Hart-Celler of illegal immigration into farm labor and into construction labor. You know when it happened?
When or where?
When?
Oh no.
When? Where? When it happened? Right? Right after like 1966 to 1975, like that decade.
Mhm.
Where like typically before that, who would do farm and manual labor trades, things like that, right? What segment, like what age segment of the population?
I don't know.
Typically 18 to like 35-year-old men.
Okay.
What was going on at that time?
Vietnam?
The Vietnam War was, and all of the 18 to 35-year-old men who would have been working on farms, would have been working on framing houses, wiring houses, all of that. They were drafted to go fight in Vietnam. So there's a labor shortage. So who comes and takes those jobs?
Yeah.
Illegal immigrants. And it's been that way ever since. Right? That's always the funny thing when they're like, "Oh, well, have fun building a house if we don't have any illegals anymore." It's like, well, how did we do that before? Right? Who built houses before that?
Yeah.
Right? Do we not know how to do it? Of course we did. Right? Americans did it.
Mhm.
Americans did it. Young American men did it. And instead, they get sent to go die, and then they come back.
I thought you were pro Vietnam War.
I'm not saying I'm not.
Okay, all right.
I'm not saying it in the context of like fighting communism bad. No. What I'm saying is it's a betrayal.
Yeah.
Right. We're gonna send you to go die in Southeast Asia, and we're gonna import all these people to take the job that you had. Right. Thanks. Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
Right. That's disgusting. I mean, but that is, I mean, the same thing with the war on terror, right? All these guys go fight, they get wounded, they suffer horribly. And like the casualty rates, of the war on terror, right? If it wasn't for like modern medicine, surgical techniques, all of that, and battlefield trauma, right? Being able to quickly exfiltrate guys and get them to get them into surgery quickly. Right. You would have had fatality rates, 2 or 3 times what we had in Iraq and Afghanistan. So the majority of these men survive, thank God, and they're wounded. And they come back, and what happens to their country? Right. They come back, they've done their tour of duty, they've served our country, and we import millions of people from overseas to come take jobs. Right. I mean, it's the same thing, the exact same thing. It's so disgusting. And if they do this, and even if it's we're just going to keep the workers here, because a lot of them are actually kind of old. We're going to keep them here, which also posits another problem, because they're old, and when they start breaking down, who's going to pay for their healthcare?
Yeah.
Right. They're like, well, they're paying tax. Like, no, we import all of these people that are already fairly old to work on farms and work in construction. And now Americans have to foot the bill for them. Right. That's what's going to happen. And now, I mean, it's like
amnesty would be the worst possible.
Any kind of amnesty.
I don't think
any kind.
I don't think it's going to happen though.
I hope not too. I hope it's just him trying to appease a certain sector of special interest. Yeah. And then when Congress isn't able to do anything, well, it's their fault. Right. Well, we tried.
That would be a huge shift in the energies. Usually it's the other way around. Is he out there yet?
Find out. No Trump yet. Okay.
I have patriotic events to attend.
I have patriotic events to attend as well, but we got to see it. We got to see it happen.
But I have
It'll be okay. Yeah, CG, you're not drinking a beer today.
I'm not.
What's going on, man?
I am just a teetotaler.
You're not celebrating our nation's update on the baby from yesterday. Here we go.
What baby? What are you talking about?
You don't remember?
No.
Ethan Mack. Our baby was born
Oh.
early this morning. She, little
nice.
girl, and my wife are both doing well. Happy Independence Day to you all.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations. That is excellent news. W's in the chat.
4th of July, baby.
4th of July, baby. Daughter born on the 4th of July. Very American. God bless you. God bless the Mack family. Yeah, CJ is Amish. I'm starting to get those kind of vibes.
Good.
Yeah, I'm getting those vibes.
I have a lot
from
of
CJ.
respect for the Amish.
Do you?
Yeah. Yeah. They're good people.
Yeah.
You know what is funny? Like
I like them.
like Phil's freaking out about like
Yeah.
how
Amish people are
our
cool.
opinions, right? There's nothing that we've said that the Amish actually don't agree with.
No. Oh yeah, we're scarier because we don't have beards and straw hats.
True.
And maybe we should just start wearing suspenders and drive around buggies, and people will leave us alone. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The Amish,
Did you see
Amish in Iowa are pretty
Did you
cool.
see that the 200 Marines are going into Florida to help support ICE right now?
With alligator Alcatraz,
Just in general for
In general?
deportation infrastructure.
200 Marines.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's very interesting. What do you think they're doing?
Change of pace, man. They're serious.
I hope so.
You know what I want to see though is H-1B reform.
Oh, that has to happen, man. So Roman's 8 Shaman wants to know what I'm enjoying here today. This is a Nuglaris spotted cow. You can only get this in Wisconsin. So on our way back from Minnesota, we stopped and picked up some beer at Quick Drip in Wisconsin. Spotted cow. It's great. A great beer. I really enjoy it. It's a nice little treat every summer. Every time we go to the Dells, Wisconsin. I'm trying to get CJ to take his family to the Dells. Right. If you're an upper Midwesterner, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The Dells is the place to be. It's awesome. And everywhere has Nuglaris on tap too.
Someday.
Yeah, someday you'll enjoy. You
You
won't.
know, I actually
you won't
have-
drink any spotted cow with me.
I
but-
did have a lime flavored sparkling water though.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it was-
Ooh, party time. Oh, excellent. All right, let's see.
We're not gonna make it. Oh, this is sad.
We are gonna make
You're
it.
gonna have to keep. You're gonna.
We're
have
gonna
to,
make it.
You're
I'm
gonna have to bring in a guest.
gonna have to bring in a guest. Should we bring in? We're all gonna make
I
it.
was just gonna say I should
See what he's doing.
Wouldn't that be funny?
That'd be
You
great.
didn't even have to do a face docs.
No, just voice docs. Let's get him in here. No one knows. No one will ever know. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, BJJ wins again. This is a good little white pill, right? Right. That is why the Amish are okay. They want to be left alone. We want to win, right?
That's true.
Yeah, we want to win, right? And what does winning look like? Right, that's a good question. What does winning look like to you?
I think winning looks like embracing the things that we're told about America, like being able to say it publicly and being able to assert it without getting smashed all
Like
the time.
what?
Once-
Like give me an example. What in particular?
Well, I mean,
about
like
America?
I think a good one about like winning. A good example is like immigration. Like we're allowed to cheer for mass deportations. 10 years ago, we would have been fired.
Yeah, you
Not
would-
me, but like
everybody would lose their jobs if you said, no, I think we should have mass deportations now. Like this should happen. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it shows up in places like reversing Roe v. Wade.
Yeah.
You know, do you think Obergefell will be reversed? We've talked about this before.
Will Obergefell be reversed?
That's a harder one.
Maybe. It's hard to say. If a state had the will to challenge it.
Mhm.
Which
Didn't
would-
Idaho think about it or something?
I think so. There have been a few states where it's been proposed. I think ultimately it will.
Really?
It will be overturned. It might take 10 years.
Blue Sky servers would probably just explode.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think, just, I mean, so many of these things, like so many of these questions, it's funny, like, you and I got into an argument on X.com with a guy who's like, no, I want American liberties like that we had at the founding. And
No,
it's
you
like,
don't.
it's like, dude, gay marriage didn't exist at the founding. The Civil Rights Act
It was
didn't
all
exist at the
criminalized
founding.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Like these people
Yeah.
are such larpers. Like,
Yeah, I want the American rights that we had at the founding. And it's like,
no, you don't.
no, you don't. Like, I do. I want those.
Yeah.
And this is why I get attacked. Right. I want that America. I want the America of George Washington and Thomas Jefferson. Right. We're not allowed to have that. Right. That's the fight. That's what winning looks
John
like.
Locke thought that atheists couldn't even run for office.
Yeah. John Locke.
Yeah.
Right. Put that in your crack pipe, James Lindsay, and smoke it. Right. Put that meth rock of John Locke.
Those classical liberals are.
Yeah, believing atheists shouldn't serve public.
You
public
and I
office.
are probably kind of to the left, like most classical liberals back then.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think right, just being like, you can't like recreate the this perfect halcyon age of the past, right? Like we don't have the conditions for those American liberties to be. I mean, look at 2020 and how people reacted, right? Could you ever see that generation of 1776 react that way? Right? The people that fought a long spent a winter at Valley Forge freezing and dying, right? Over what? Right? Over the king allowing Parliament to tax the colonies, right? Over that constitutional principle. Do you think for a second they'd be like, oh, I better follow this duct taped line at the supermarket and put on this little piece of cloth over my face? Right? Do you think they would have done that? Of course not. Like they would have revolted long before that.
Long before that.
So can we recreate those things? No. Like, I mean, so much of it is that culture is downstream of power, and power has created the culture that we have today, right? Power has created a complacent population.
Sound like Marcuse.
Well, okay. I guess if the shoe fits, I guess I'm
all right. What's Trump?
Oh, here he's on.
He is. Oh, okay, yeah.
All right, there he is.
He's
waving at everybody. Okay. Oh. Can everybody hear? I don't know if they can hear it. Do you think they can hear it?
Yeah, chat.
Let us know if you can hear.
I can't hear it.
Hear Trump. Let me turn the volume.
Oh, I can't even see. It's frozen. Oh, I can.
There we go. They got jets flying over. Should put our hands on our hearts right now.
Is it real? Oh, here's our flag.
Right there. Yeah.
Still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land
Can't see
of
it.
the free and the home of the brave.
Well done. Here we go. What's he got to say? Yeah, no sunglasses for Melania. That's an interesting. It is interesting. Pink tie for Trump, or is it just red and kind of blurred out?
Red,
Yeah.
We don't know what's going on.
Just roll with it, man.
Chuck Schumer's still crying about it.
Oh, is he? Poor guy.
10 minutes ago. This bill isn't freedom. This bill isn't independence. This bill is betrayal. He's probably just sitting on the couch.
Yeah, he's waiting for CJ to drink a beer. That's true. Grab a beer, CJ.
Can't drink. Nothing's happening.
Nothing is happening.
It's over.
What's going on, man?
Ladies and gentlemen,
There we go.
the
All right.
President of the United States,
Here
and
he
First
is.
Lady Melania Trump.
Well, thank you very much. And that is some sight, especially after what happened just a week ago. When you look at that big, beautiful plane, and the other ones were something. It was
Must have been a B-2 that flew over.
And I think I can say very proudly, and I don't have to quote the polls, that our country is more proud right now than it's been in many, many years. We have pride, we have dignity, we have something that's happened miraculously so fast. You know that our military now is the most sought after job there's ever been, serving in our military. 1 year ago, people didn't want to join our military. They didn't want to join our police or firefighters. They didn't want to join anything having to do with our country. And now, as you probably know, the enlistment is at an all-time record. We're packed. We're full. And I just think
A little
that's so
scary. I don't know, man.
That was so sad 1 year ago when I heard those statistics. We had a different president, but nobody wanted to join. And now we're at a record. And I will say that I just left NATO, where we had a tremendous experience. They've agreed to put up over $1 trillion a year. They went from less than 2% to 5%, and nobody thought that was possible.
That's
And
crazy
they
still.
told me very strongly,
Only 5%.
the leaders of a big part of the world, very respected people all, they told me that, 1 year ago, your country was dead. And now you have the hottest country anywhere in the world. So that's
The hottest
way it is,
country
and that's the way we like
in
it.
the world.
And it's only going to get hotter. I promise you that.
We're in the
After
hottest
that
country,
spectacular
CJ.
We are.
display of American power, let me just say that God bless the United States military and God bless the USA. God bless the USA. And to all Americans, I want to wish you a very happy Independence Day, happy 4th of July. This is going to be something special. This spirit in this country, we haven't seen anything like it in many, many years and decades. Let me also express our
Fact check
gratitude
true.
to our
Mhm.
magnificent First Lady. She worked very hard to make this all work. And we have a fireworks display about 9 o'clock tonight. I hope you're all going to be around and watch it. I know our congressmen and our senators who are standing right here, so many of them, they did such a great job. They're going to be here. I guarantee you, they're not leaving. They're not leaving. Thanks as well to the National Park Service, the USO, and countless friends and distinguished guests. We have so many people in the audience that have so much to do with the success of our country. We've, I think, had probably the most successful almost 6 months as a president and the presidency.
Only been 6
I
months.
think they're saying it was the best 6 months, and I know for a fact they're saying the last 2 weeks there has never been anything like it as far as
It has been a
winning,
wild
winning,
2 weeks,
winning.
man.
Mhm.
So as you know, 2 weeks ago, our incredible Air Force pilots conducted one of the most successful military strikes in all of history, Operation Midnight Hammer, and that's exactly what it was. It was a hammer. This evening, we're honored to be joined by 150 airmen and their families from Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri, home of the B-2 bomber. And we've kept them a little bit on guard. We kept them a little bit, let's be a little bit quiet about it. But if you want to raise your hand very quickly, raise your hand, because you people are just incredible. They don't want to be in disguise. You know, they say, we don't have to do that. They're looking at us like we're a bunch of babies. We don't have to be in disguise. We saw all those hands go up. Thank you very much. We owe you everything. Great job. Incredible. Just flawless. One of the most flawless military campaigns in the history of our country. If you remember years ago, they had helicopters crashing into each other. It was a disaster. The hostages in Iran. And we had just the opposite. We didn't have any
R.I.P. Jimmy
crashes.
Carter.
We didn't lose any planes. We didn't lose anybody. Those beautiful planes that you saw were totally stealth. They flew right over the center of a very hostile country, and they never even saw it coming. And then they said, skedaddle. They dropped the bombs. They said, skedaddle. And that big sucker turned over like this on its side, and it got out of there. Well, I'll tell you what, how they do that, but they can do it. I asked our great General Kane, how do they do that? Do they really love doing that? Look at them, they're all laughing. And they said, do they really like doing it, sir? They can't wait. Better you than me. That's all I can say. It was a flawless mission. Every single bomb hit, and it was total obliteration, total obliteration. Now, even the fake news is admitting that. They hated to admit it, but they had no choice. That was an incredible thing. And these heroic pilots showed our enemies what it means to fly, fight, and win.
Yeah, just see the cameraman skedaddling.
And we have many of them here. We've made we've made you proud by supporting, but you've made us even prouder by having the courage to get in those gorgeous machines and fly through the roughest airspace anywhere in the world. And we salute you and we honor you. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you. And we're also honored and delighted to be joined by hundreds of service members and military families. Those families are the best we have from all across the U.S. Armed Forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Space Force. I love the Space Force. You know why? Because we're the ones that did it. It turned out to be a very invaluable force, actually. The Coast Guard and the Marines are incredible people. On behalf of our entire nation, this 4th of July, we thank you for keeping America safe, strong, sovereign, and free. Thank you very much for being here. Great honor. And stick around for the fireworks. And our country's had so much to celebrate this Independence Day as we enter our 249th year. America is winning, winning, winning like never before. We're not, I'll tell you, we're in a category now that's where we've wanted to be for a long time. We suffered with 4 horrible years of embarrassment. Afghanistan may be the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. We're never going to let a thing like that happen again. Trillions of dollars are pouring into the United States for investment purposes. Almost $15 trillion. There's never been anything like it. There's never been anything even close.
We'll get to it. It'll be okay.
Stock market's at an all-time high. Jobs are at an all-time high. Everything's at an all-time high, and we're going to keep it that way. We have the greatest country in the world, and we're back. We're back like nobody thought possible.
We're back.
Quickly. I thought it would take maybe a year, maybe 2 years, maybe even 3. And we did it in less than 6 months. We are back and strong. We've restored American strength and deterrence on the world stage. We're respected again. The world is respecting us again. When we did NATO, those leaders came up to me and they said, you know what, we're going to go to a new level of spending because you're requesting it, sir. They didn't talk to you last president like that, I can tell you. They didn't spend any money. They didn't spend anything. In a few moments,
did you imagine them talking about
the greatest victory yet when I signed the one big, beautiful bill. And before I start, I want to tell you that I've never seen people so happy in our country because of that, because so many different groups of people are being taken care of, the military and civilians of all types, jobs of all types. We're adding things like the biggest tax cut in the history of our country, child tax credits. So many things are being added that we wouldn't even have time to discuss them. When we were doing it, John Thune and Mike Johnson right there. I see Mike. What a job they've done. What a job they've done.
Yeah, what do you think about
But you know, it was
Mike
supposed
Johnson
to be
whipping
in
the votes?
3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 different
That's
bills.
what his task
And I was
was.
on one of
Yeah.
the fake news shows, and I
Mission
said,
accomplished.
let's do it in one beautiful, big, we want one big, beautiful bill.
When did the
I
Massey
said that
post
to
him for
this
the name?
newscaster, and I think
Right
a
as he
lot
was
of the
nominated.
congressmen and senators were watching, and they
Which
said,
is
let's
did he
name the
want?
bill that, one big, beautiful bill. And that's what we did.
Skip
And
Roy or
what we've done is put
Matt
everything into
Gaetz
one bill.
actually is the one that
It's
picked
never
out
happened before.
Mike
It's the
Johnson.
biggest bill of its type
He
in
was prepped for
history.
this.
We've never
Weird.
had
I
anything
don't know.
like that before. Nothing like that they thought would be possible to get passed. And actually, I liked it because we had so much in there that no matter who you are, there was something in that bill that would make your congressman or your senator or your congresswoman, much more importantly, raise their hand and support, right,
Yep.
Lisa?
Got him off.
So
Would ya?
that was something, and it was really something special. So the American people gave us a historic mandate in November. We won everything. We won the swing states, all 7 swing states. We won every one. That rarely happens. We won the popular vote. We won the districts, 2,750 to 505. That's why when you look at a map, it's all red, a little blue on each end, but it's all red. And by the way, red means Republican, just in case. But we made promises, and it's really promises made, promises kept, and we've kept them. This is a triumph of democracy on the birthday of democracy. And I have to say that the people are happy. They're happy. And I listened to a broadcast, and I read a couple of articles. They have the Democrats, they should have voted for it. They didn't vote for tax cuts. They didn't vote for taking care of people. They didn't vote, not one vote. And we knew that because their hatred of either the country or me or both is so great. They didn't.
Uh-oh. We lost it. We lost it. Hold on. Stand by.
I gotta go drop my son off and come back.
All right. You come back. I'll hold down the fort. Well,
I have to go out. I have to go out there and drop him off.
still can't hear it. Come on, Hill.
Put out by Democrats, it's all a con job. And they said, and they compared it to just like the con job of Russia, and all of the other things they did.
Hill
The
tried
51
sabotaging us, CJ.
intelligence agent said, and the laptop from hell, it came from Russia, they said. No, it didn't come. A lot of things come from Russia. That didn't come from Russia. And it was all proven out to be a fake job, and that's what they're doing with this. So we just have to look forward, fellas, look forward and just say what it is, because it's the most popular bill ever signed in the history of our country. Whether you're military or anybody else, this is the most popular bill ever signed. And it includes the largest tax cut in American history, the largest spending cut, $1.7 trillion. And yet you won't even notice it. Just waste, fraud, and abuse in American history. So you have the biggest tax cut, the biggest spending cut, the largest border security investment in American history. We want to have strong borders. And the only thing is, we want to have great elections too. You need strong borders and elections. And
you need strong elections.
Promised me that we're going to go into elections, and we're going to make sure they're not rigged, that they're not sullied. We're going to make sure that the elections are going to be fair. You need two things. You need strong borders and you need fair elections. Now, we're going to make sure on the elections also, and our armed forces are one of the most vital military modernizations of all time. It will take place. So we rebuilt our military in our first term, and now we're going to modernize and remodernize our military, including building a great golden dome all over our land, so that if
Golden Dome
get nasty with us, it's going to be knocked down. It's going to make any of the golden domes, they call them the iron domes, we're calling ours the Golden Dome, because we did the iron domes, and we do sort of everything, if you want to know the truth, but this blows it away. We're going to keep you safe. I want to thank every member of the House and Senate who worked to get this bill on my desk, and many of them are here, and I'm not going to mention all their names because we'll be standing here, but I have to mention a few. And especially I want to thank Vice President J.D. Vance, who's been fantastic. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who's been incredible. We have somebody that is, it was a passion. I think he actually loved it. It wasn't easy, but he loved it. Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, who's right here. Speaker, thank you very much. What a job, and he worked so closely with the Senate Majority Leader, John Thune, who's a fantastic guy. And those two are a team that is not going to be beat. When you look at them and you look at their counterparts on the other side, it's not even close. I want to thank both of you people for doing an incredible job. Thank you very much, John and Mike.
Man, I'm not a
House Majority
huge
Leader
John
Steve
Thune fan,
Scalise,
but
brave man, Steve.
No, but you got to use them.
He
That's
suffered
right.
a tragedy a number of years ago. I was at his hospital bedside that night with Melania, with our First Lady, and he had no chance. The doctor said he has very little chance, and you look better today than you did then. You didn't look particularly good that night, I will say. But I learned one
he
thing.
talking
His
about?
beautiful wife loved him. She was a disaster, right? I told him, I said, Steve, I can only tell you one thing.
Oh, Steve
I was with
Scalise.
your family and I was with your wife, and your wife was devastated. She loves you. I've seen a lot of wives that, they don't seem to be so concerned in those situations. But that's the kind of
Scalise got
wife you
shot.
don't want.
Yeah, but he just
But you
wrangles.
have a great, beautiful wife who was really there, and you really have
Seen
done.
a lot of
You're a very
wives.
brave guy, and Mike and
There you go.
John and everybody that's standing with you knows it. Thank you
Such
very
a
much.
dork.
I really appreciate it.
What?
House
He's such a dork.
Majority Whip. This is a guy who is
He just
great. When I have a
rambles.
problem, I
Funniest
call him up and he
president
gets
in
it
American
done. He's a
history.
tough cookie. I don't know why he's not the governor of Minnesota. He comes from Minnesota. He's like, oh, look, he goes,
I
no,
voted
no,
for
I
him
don't
for
want to run
governor of
for
Minnesota.
You know,
Tom
you
Emmer.
know, come to think of it, I think that's a good idea. You would win so easily. The guy is terrible.
Like,
You would win. You just have to take a look at that handsome face of
real
his,
elections?
and you'd win. Tom Emmer, everybody.
What?
He did
Real
a great
elections.
job.
With real elections, Tom Emmer could win.
I think you should consider that. Although we don't want to lose him, do we? We don't want to. Let's say we are. I think say we are. What a job you did. And Senate Majority Whip John Barrasso, who's incredible. Senate Finance Chairman Mike Crapo. Thank you, Mike. What a job. What a job. He knows that tax stuff. Him and Jason, they really know their stuff. Senate Budget Committee Chairman Lindsey Graham. What a good man he is. I see a poll. He's running, and I see a poll. He's 24 points up. That's not bad, Lindsey. That's not bad. 24 points up in the great state of South Carolina. House Ways and Means Chairman Jason Smith.
That's a good point by
What a
Josh
job.
Bolger.
Thank you, Jason.
say,
Thank you.
Says
These people are great.
he's just sleep
These are
talking.
great
He,
patriots.
yeah,
I have
he's
to call
going on
them
like
out.
3
House
hours of
Budget
sleep
Committee
every night.
Chairman Jody Arrington. Jody, thank you very much.
He does seem a little bit
Jody
lower
has been
energy.
good right from
Yeah,
the
he's
beginning,
exhausted.
and
For
so many
sure.
others, and they're
Sure, he's
all
wiped
here,
out.
and they fully
I promised that
understand.
he would be
They'll
up there, so
probably-
I have
they'll
to go
never
pick
speak
him
to
up
me again, but
and
that's
keep
okay.
him back.
It is what it is.
Told him
but,
4:30.
I just want to thank
Oh, you said you'd be
everybody.
there
A lot of
4:30?
senators here, a
Drop
lot of
him off.
congressmen and
You
women
go
here.
on ahead. I'll
Lisa,
hold
thank
down
you
the
very
fort,
much, by
man.
the way.
It take me
I have
40
to
minutes. I
thank
bet
you.
you'll still be here.
Thank you very much.
There's a good
Fantastic.
chance.
So this bill will fuel massive economic
There's a
growth
chance
and
I'll
lift up
still
the
be here.
hardworking citizens who make this country run. The factory workers, farmers, mechanics, waiters,
He's
waitresses,
just gonna go for a while.
police officers, firefighters, coal miners. Coal is back.
All right,
Beautiful. I
homie.
said you can't
Everyone,
use the
CJ's
word
got to
coal
go. He's got to get
unless you
ready for the
precede it by
party,
saying
for the big party
clean,
that we're having.
Beautiful coal. It's what, China's right now building 68 coal generating plants, and we're putting up wind. It doesn't work, I will tell you. Aside from ruining our fields and our valleys and killing all the birds, and being very weak and very expensive, all made in China. I noticed something, that with all of the windmills that China sends us, where we waste our money because it's the most expensive energy, I see that, they make about 95% of them, the wind turbines. I have never seen a wind farm in China. Why is that? Somebody check that out. Tom Emmer, would you please check that out? But all the coal miners we love and the truck drivers, in this act, we have officially made the Trump tax cuts permanent. That's the largest tax cut in the history of our country. Added. We're setting all sorts of economic records right now, and that's before this kicks in. After this kicks in, our country is going to be a rocket ship economically, and we've delivered no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors.
It's just
And that's
insane
why
that
when you hear things like that, this
people
is
got
the
taxed on
most
Social Security after
it's
paying
the
in all their
biggest
lives.
bill of its kind ever done by far. But it's we are going to have a situation. We are going to have something where people are going to realize the level of success and popularity of this bill. And sort of to close it out, it makes the child tax credit permanent for 40 million American families. And to increase the car affordability, it makes interest on a new car payment. So this had never happened before. You buy a car, you borrow money, you're allowed to deduct for income tax purposes your payment of interest. You're allowed to deduct it. It's never happened before. So run out and buy a car. But I have to tell you, it's only good, Mike, if it's made in America. If it's made in another country, you don't get it. And to protect 2 million family farms and other small businesses, we're eliminating the estate tax or the death tax. So if you want to leave your farm or your small business, but the farms are really, they have been devastated, to your children, if you love your children. By the way, if you don't love your children, don't even listen to what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. But if you love, would you live? Yes, I think you love your child. This one loves Barron. So I don't know if we're a small business. I think we're not. I'm not sure that we qualify. I'm sorry, darling. But you know, it was devastating farmers. They had to go out and borrow money. And by the way, is that Pam Bondi? Pam Bondi, raise your hand. Thank you, Pam, for being here. Attorney General, she's done an incredible job. So there won't be any, think of this, there won't be any death tax. You're not going to have to go borrow money. Your parents pass away and the farm goes into the bank's hands and gets foreclosed. That's not going to happen. And with 100% expensing for new investments, we're cutting taxes for every manufacturer who builds, expands. And we have expansion at the highest level that we've ever had it. We have hundreds of factories, including car plants and AI. It's coming into our country at levels that we've never seen. And to conclude, not only will we have the strongest economy on earth, we're also going to have the strongest borders on earth. And last month, did you see the number? 0 people crossed our border. 0 illegal people. And that's after Joe Biden let 21 million people, many of them people from gangs and prisons and drug lords and people that were mentally unbalanced, they let them into our country. We're getting them out at record numbers, and we have an obligation to, and we're doing it. So as we approach the 250th anniversary of America's founding exactly 1 year from now, we are creating an economy that delivers wealth for the middle class, a border that is sovereign and secure, and a military that is unmatched, unequaled anywhere in the world. And you saw that. And what a beautiful sight that was, especially after watching what they did just a short while ago. The golden age of America is upon us. We are in the golden age. It's going to be a period of time, the likes of which I don't think this country has ever experienced before. We're going to make America great again, and it's happening very fast. We love you. We thank you for being here. Enjoy the fireworks tonight. And First Lady, I want to thank you. You have been unbelievable. You think it's easy being First Lady? It's not. Thank you all very much. Happy 4th of July. God bless you all. Thank you very much, everybody.
All right. Well, let's get to the bill signing now. That's probably going to take a few minutes for him to walk over, take care of it. I don't know if you guys heard that little kid. It sounds like one of my kids. Can we go back now? Yeah, the no tax and overtime. It's a huge deal for tons of working people. Oh, he's going to sign right away. Kind of want to buy a new car made in America now. We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, here we go. Yeah, there's Tom Emmer, Mike Johnson. Yeah, Romans 8 shaman. That's right, man. Like, glad you caught that point. Right. If you don't love him, just forget what I say. Right. Yeah, he's you love your children, leaving them an inheritance. Be nice if the death tax was repealed for everybody, not just farmers, or at least regular people. Yeah, where is Stephen Miller? Stephen Miller needs to be there. Here we go. It's happening. It's happening. Here we go. It's going to use about 3 dozen pens to sign this. 3 dozen Sharpies. No, just one. Just one. There we go. It's signed. Yeah, even Steve Scalise is taking a photo with his phone. That's weird. Get Lindsey Graham out of the frame. I don't want to see him.
Mr. President, this is the gavel we use to enact the big, beautiful bill, and I want you to have that for your
Schoolhouse Rock did lie to you. No. Yeah, no auto pen there. Everybody gets a Sharpie, handing them out like Oprah. All right, there you have it. It's signed. It is done.
Congratulations. I'll let you hold the gavel. Now you gotta go implement the gavel.
You're very trusting.
Give that guy a raise. Give that guy a raise. Thank you very much, everybody. And I want to thank the people up here. They're unbelievable people. Mary, hi, Mary. How's Scott doing? Good job? Scott, how's the economy? Okay? Wonderful.
It's going to get better.
From South Carolina. It's been amazing. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good time. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th.
That's a good idea.
All right. Well, there you have it, everybody. The big, beautiful bill is signed. America's back. Donald Trump wins once again. Thumbs up. All right, now it's up to him. It's up to him and Stephen Miller and Tom Homan to get it done. Right there. There's nothing in the way now. No excuses now. They have to get it done. They have to get it done. Well, CJ's not going to make it back. That's okay. It's just me here with you guys. And it means I can say whatever I want. I can talk as long as I want. But no, I'm going to spare you that. We're winning. We're going to win. So I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful Independence Day. I hope you eat many hot dogs and brats and burgers. Have a few beers. Have a few beers for CJ because he's not going to have any because he doesn't like beer for some reason. He's not German enough, apparently, unlike me. Yeah, enjoy your time. Enjoy your time. Yes, DJ's not here to control me, man, so I can let loose. Yeah, as if I don't get enough time to talk as it is. But what a wonderful day. I mean, I'm gonna get choked up here, guys. This is great. I think I think they know. Josh Pulver asked, are they going to start strong with deportations or slowly ramp up? I mean, a little bit of both. I mean, I think now they know they're on the clock. They got to get rolling quick. They got to go fast. So they got the funds. I don't know. Who knows when those funds get released or what the schedule is. What the schedule is for that. Some of those details we'll find out, I'm sure, in the next few days or weeks. But they got to hire these guys and train them, get them out there. They got to get going. And I would put it you know, by the end of this calendar year, right, by the end of 2025, right, they will be operating at full capacity. That's what I would expect. Um, and I hope they will. I hope they do. Right, that's what we need. That's what we all voted for. Right, that's what people held up signs at the RNC for: mass deportations now. And now the money is there to do it. There is no excuse left. Right, the Supreme Court has issued enough rulings to protect against these injunctions. Right, there is nothing in Stephen Miller's way. There's nothing in Tom Homan's way. Now it is time to go. Now it is time to send them all back. Or if they don't go back to South Sudan or somewhere else, Supreme Court said he could do that too. So uh, I think good things are going to happen. I'm excited. I'm with President Trump. I stand with him. I'm proud of him. I'm proud of what he has accomplished thus far, and I hope he's able to carry it out. Right. So as you're celebrating today, be praying for him. Be praying for our country because it needs it and he needs it. So that's all I got for you guys. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Independence Day. I hope, I hope all of our dreams come true in the next few months, and we'll see, and we'll be right there with you. So, we'll hopefully have another broadcast Wednesday and live stream again on Friday. Back to our regular schedule after a little bit of an absence. It's fun to hang out with you guys. Thank you everybody in the chat. Thank you everybody who watched. What a momentous day. Stay peacefully dangerous on this wonderful 4th of July weekend. And we will see you next time.